classic Peter. Every time we have a story with Peter here in the Bible, it always blows me away because for me, Peter and Peter's story in particular is one of those stories that should just tell folks so many years later, there's no way some conspiracy theorist made all this stuff up. Because if you were writing a story about Jesus, and in particular Jesus' followers, you would not include half the stories about Peter. He gets stuff ridiculously wrong all the time. Jesus goes up onto a mountaintop where he is transfigured into a glowing form of white. He sees two of the great leaders out of the Old Testament that appear somehow up there with him. And Peter sees that and he says, let's build houses here and never ever leave. And Jesus says, classic Peter. And down the mountain they go. Jesus says, as he is getting ready to go towards the hardest 12 hours I think that anyone has ever experienced in his life, he names out loud, all of you are going to abandon me. And Peter says, no, not me, Lord. And Jesus is like, nope, Peter, really this time, don't put your foot in your mouth. Come on, buddy. And Peter says, no! Everyone else may fall away, but I never will. And Jesus says, classic Peter. I love his boldness. I love that he just jumps into things all the time and makes so many mistakes. Hey, I'm going to wash your feet, Peter. No, never wash my feet. Well, if I don't wash your feet, then you can't be part of this. Then wash all of me, Jesus. Classic Peter. If you ever feel like when it comes to trying to figure out this Jesus stuff that you get it wrong, that you make mistakes, that you put your foot in your mouth, that you don't understand stuff, that you say the wrong thing at the wrong time, you are just the person Jesus is looking for. Because that's Peter. That is his story, time and time again. And at the end of all of those ridiculous classic Peter moments, Jesus says, hey, you know what I want? I want you to help lead up my church. That doesn't give me encouragement. That doesn't give you encouragement. I thought maybe that would be something that we could all stand to hear again this week. Classic Peter. Be willing to be bold. Be willing to make mistakes. Be willing to say it wrong. Be willing to get stuff wrong for Jesus. It's not about being perfect. It's about, well, honestly, just trying our best to follow him. Which is